right, let's go to Alexandra in San Diego. What's up, Alexandra?
Hi, Dr. John. How Jay? Thank you guys so much for what you do.
Thank you so much for calling. What's up?
Hi. So I just have a question about kind of like the mindset issue I'm having with combining finances. So my husband and I have actually been together for a long time. We've been together for 12 years, married for 7. But we never joined our finances. You know, we were young and we just thought it was smarter to just keep it separate to avoid any sort of issues. Everything was great for a while, but, you know, the way I was raised is no matter how little you make, you always save, even if it's $5, $10, $20 a paycheck. And the way he was raised is pretty much opposite. They had a lot of money. They blew through it. He didn't learn how to save. He just learned how to get into debt. So here we are, 11 years into being together. We started having some issues with our marriage where he was just drinking a lot, spending a lot of money, even behind my back, racked up credit cards, things like that. So then we came to a point about maybe like 7, 8 months ago to where we had a separation for a little bit. We thought we were done, thought we were getting divorced. But, you know, I guess God brought us back together. We talked it through. He decided to get sober on his own, thank God. So it wasn't me telling him like an ultimatum or anything. So now we're at a point where I found Dave Ramsey and I've binge watched everything. And I want to get to the point where we can kind of start fresh and kind of like almost like renew our vows and where we're going to, you know, have our finances be combined. But my biggest struggle is I don't have too much money saved. I only have about $25,000 saved, but it's taken me a long time to get it to this point. And I just feel like when I take on his debt, I feel like he committed a crime and I am having to serve the sentence for it. And I don't know how to get out of that mindset. So that's what I'm calling you for.
So number one, thank you for being honest and brave. Okay. I'm grateful for you. Okay. Y'all been through it. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I know y'all are technically still married. You are not ready to be fully committed to doing this thing again yet. Here's why.
Yeah, maybe.
I'm telling you, you're not. You want to get back in the boat, but you want to keep one foot on shore because you're not fully trusting that he's all in. Or maybe you know that he's all in, or it feels like he's all in, but your body is reminding you on a daily basis, hey, we've been through hell before. Why are you getting back in that boat? And the scary thing about loving somebody who struggles with any sort of addiction is that's the one time I might tell you to have your own account, is if somebody is struggling with an addiction and they are draining your money. And right? So that's a terrifying moment. And at the same time, I'm telling you, you cannot have a marriage that works long term unless you go all in, unless you risk getting hurt again. That's the only way marriage works. And you look at that's what the word vulnerability means. I am giving you permission to hurt me. Please don't.
Yeah, and I think that's why we kept it separate for so long, because he could make all the mess he can want, and it never affected me financially.
But it did. It affected you in so many ways. It took your soul from you.
It's true.
It took everything from you. And by the way, if y'all are married and he dies, you can't be like, no, that's his side of the house. Take that half the couch. That's just how that works. So you were living in a fantasy. You wanted the best part of being married. You loved being around that guy, but you didn't want to deal with the worst part is this guy's not trustworthy and he's not safe.
Right.
Right? And so here you are. You've got a moment. The deck is clear. You've got to decide, am I going to go all in? And if I do go all in, what are my parameters for going all in? And that is, I will not be in a situation where I'm ever scared again. And one of the things that scares me is not knowing how our money works, what you're spending stuff on, where we're going to end up financially. Am I going to have to work when I'm 92 years old because my husband drank our money away or spent our money away, right? So it's a matter of I won't be in a situation where I don't feel safe anymore. And if I don't know where the money is, I don't feel safe.
Right. Yeah, and I guess I'm just scared of the future because who knows? I mean, as far as the last 6 months have been, he's been completely sober and doing so good. He finally got on board with me with the whole Ramsey thing, and we're about to start that together. But you never know when, if in a year he might do something behind my back or like start drinking again.
Yeah,
so
but that's all marriages. The great Esther Perel says the worst part about a marriage is every day is a risk. Every day. You've been married 70 years. You wake up and you're both 90, and I wake up and say, I love you. Will you love me today? That's marriage. My wife can do something crazy in a year. I can do something crazy. Like, that's life. That's it. I've got a close buddy of mine that
Okay.
was driving his family home from a family weekend, and their car rolled over a bunch of times. They got out. He didn't. That's marriage. That's life.
Yeah.
And
I
so,
think I'm also emotionally attached to my money to where, like, I feel like I'm about to, I've been saving for, like, almost 10 years to get to these, like, lousy 25,000. I'm about to drain it to $1,000 just so he can, I could pay off all of his stupid decisions.
it's yours.
And then I'm kind
It's yours. It's not his. And as long as you use that language, then stay separated. When you're ready to say this is
Okay.
our money, because you can't expect him to join accounts with you, but you're not joining with him on the other side of this thing. If you're in, you got to be
Yeah.
in. And if you're in, it's his debt and it's your debt. It's y'all's debt.
Okay. Well, I think I'm I really want to be all in. But I guess you're right. Yeah, I just have to take the risk. Otherwise, there's no other way to
Jade,
find
tell me
out.
if I'm wrong here. I can't think of another way of going all in than going all in. You've got $25,000. Call your own bluff.
Yeah.
How much does he
the
owe?
things I've been looking at. Not too much, actually. About 11,000 on his car, 2,000 in credit cards left, and about 15 in student loans.
Is he still actively creating debt? Like, is he, in the face of you paying these things off, is he going to go spend more on a credit card?
He's been really good. So since he got sober and we had this whole conversation, he started doing Uber. So we both go to school, we both work full time, but he also started doing, the Uber and Lyft at the same time. So he's working 14-hour days, and he got his credit cards down from like 15,000 down to 2. And,
So he's helping.
really-
He's busting it.
He's
Yeah.
helping. You're just afraid.
Yeah.
Is it the drinking you're afraid he's going to go back to, fall back into that? Or
I'm actually surprisingly not worried about him relapsing. I'm more.
This is about
just
your
having
money.
A hard time.
This is Alexander. This is about your money.
It is. I'm just so attached to it because I worked so hard to earn it that I don't want to, just pretty much see it all go.
Is it worth your marriage?
No, absolutely not.
I got to say, I feel like we're talking a lot about him, but I feel like
it's
now
you.
it's you.
Alexander, it's you.
I feel like now I hate to say it like this, but I feel like now the problem has shifted over to maybe now you're the problem.
Y'all both are the problem, but you both are the solution. You've got to decide, is holding your secret, holding your little pacifier blankie that you feel like keeps you safe is worth your marriage. And if it is, have the courage to look him in the eye and say, you're not worth $24,000. And be done with it. Let him go.
Mm-hmm.
And otherwise say, I'm all in. I've been asking you to be all in. I'm looking at a changed man. You changed your entire life. He changed his friend circle. He changed the way his body copes with stress and rejection and fear. He's working 17 jobs to pay his debts off. Why don't you join him and be all in? Because he sounds like he is now.
Yeah, no, it's totally worth it. I'm definitely leaning towards that way. It just sucks to have to
Don't
pretty much
lean.
start over from
Hey,
scratch.
you can't lean. You can't lean at the altar. You jump. You jump. I go all in.
No one here is saying it's easy. Here, no
it's
one
a
here is
risk.
saying it's easy.
Hey, you could call us back in 3 weeks, and this could have ended terribly. That's the risk. That's what love is. That's what marriage is. That's what friendship is. That's what work is. It's all a risk. You just got to ask yourself, is he worth that risk? And more importantly, are you worth that risk? And I think the answer is yes.
I do too. I do
That's
too.
just me.
I think the answer is yes.